Now recording. And I'm hoping you guys can all see my screen because I can't tell what you guys can see. So this is Career Services Information Session. This is a welcome to you all to use our services. Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University is really very committed to helping you with your careers from now until you graduate and beyond. So my name is Erin Minta. I am a program manager in career services. I've worked here for 5 years. I manage all of the engineering degrees except aerospace, and also you guys, astronomy and astrophysics, engineering physics, space sciences. And I'm very happy to be at Embry-Riddle because of its commitment to its students. Oh, this is our office, Suite 313 in the Student Union, and there are people in the office this semester. I am at home. And I can't figure out how to advance my slide. Okay, what do we do in career services? A lot of you have probably interacted with the idea of career in order to make the choice to come to Embry-Riddle, but that's just your major. So how does your major translate into a career? That's what we spend a lot of time doing. So in order to do that, as byproducts of doing that, we do your resume, we assist you with resumes and cover letters. I've seen a lot of your resumes as part of this assignment that Dr. Oswald has given you. And they are for the most part, a very good start. You probably have all gotten the packet, and now at the end of every semester, you can just start populating those areas, and we can work out the refinements later in subsequent sessions. Maybe you want to meet me one-on-one, we can do it by phone or Zoom, or in the future, face-to-face. Job search strategies is probably the most important thing that we can teach you at Embry-Riddle, especially for your degrees. You guys all have a similar academic track, but your search strategy, where you end up is probably more different than almost any other degree. Well, that's not true, because human factors, they go do all kinds of things, so do business. But what we do a lot of is teach you job search strategies, which means that we're going to teach you networking. We're going to teach you how to read job descriptions in order to understand if you're a fit, how you can compete, and how what you have learned to do can help you compete for that job. And also, what can you do now? If you start reading those now as freshmen, you can acquire the skills that are going to help you obtain the job you want. Or put you a little bit ahead in the competition field. Along with all of this is networking, and they're all intertwined. You network with alumni who are going to help you prepare for interviews, who are going to maybe look at your resume for you if you ask nicely enough and you have connected with them on LinkedIn and Handshake. And they're definitely going to help you with job search strategies, because that's the -- 1 question you can ask an alum. How did you get where you are? What would you do different? We ask that in all our blogs when we review, when we cover in a blog a alum. We partner with companies to your benefit. So the laundry list here: co-op and internship experiences, full-time careers, information sessions, and campus visits. Obviously, most of this is virtual right now. So when it's not virtual, companies come to campus, like for the Expo, or to table in the student union, or to speak directly to your classes. One of the positives of the few with COVID was, for the first time, I was able to put together a panel of employers to speak to the civil engineering students. Civil engineering firms have a very different way of recruiting than most other companies, and they don't make a lot of campus visits. So this was an opportunity to let them show up at Embry-Riddle and have the students really engaged. They were very engaged. And we asked them about best practices to applying to their company, which is great. So full-time career opportunities obviously come at the end and are supported and boosted by a co-op or an internship experience that you will try to get between now and, senior year, or year 4, year 5, however long you're going to be here. You can also have a co-op or an internship at the master's level if you choose to do that. These are really great experiences for students. I have seen students get to their aha, this is exactly what I want to do, and also to their uh-oh, I'm not doing what I thought I'd want to do because I don't really like it. They come in, we unpack it, we can sort out what you liked, what you didn't like, what skills are they, what are your skill set that you really want to use in the world of work? Because that's when you're going to be the happiest. We can talk more about that too. This is really an overview of our office. And if you want, at the end, we can talk a little bit about resumes too. Okay, so as a new student, we recommend you prepare, you act, and you engage a little bit every semester. I can help students who have met with me 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times throughout the course of their career and have a low GPA better and more effectively than I can help a senior in April with a 4.0, no co-ops, no internships, very little campus involvement. They are very hard to help find jobs for because they don't know themselves. They know their stuff, but they don't know how to convey that to an employer. They don't know how to articulate it. Just the conversations that you and I are going to have in one-on-one sessions is going to help you refine and refine and refine who you are as an astrophysicist, as an engineering physicist, as a space sciences person, okay? It's going to help you understand your industry and where you want to apply your skills. So meet with us, okay? In preparation for acting, I'm going to go down the columns sort of over and across. So Handshake, you guys have all signed on to. You've uploaded your resumes. Yay, I've reviewed them. In past years, I have needed help from my colleagues, but I am trying to get every single one of yours because we're the ones that are going to know each other the next 4 years. It is a single sign-on through Ernie, and this is a little bit of a sleeper customer relations management piece of software. The more you guys engage with Handshake, it's like any other social media, the more the algorithm is going to work to your benefit. You can reach out and find students that have had jobs you want that are at other universities or co-ops or internships through Handshake. You'll note that employers, the clearer you get in your Handshake profile, more employers will start reaching out to you. It's a powerful little tool. You can read job descriptions in it. Of course, all of our events are put in it, and you get reminders through Handshake for that. There are also co-op and internship, a link back to Ernie to the co-op internship papers, so you can see companies that have hired for your degree program previously at the co-op internship level. That helps you, A, stand out as a candidate. If you read the papers and you realize what the student did, you can address some interview questions towards what you're assuming is similar to what that student did. We talk more about that too. Sometimes the resume writing and the interviewing really work best with a one-on-one conversation, so I can know your specific goals and your specific companies, and I can show you how to company research. I'm going to leave the engage column to the end and jump back to update resume. You guys all have a good start. At the end of every semester, be very organized. Have your folder for your classes with your projects and your syllabus. You're going to go back to your syllabus more than you realize to update your resume because you're going to forget some of the language that was written in the syllabus or some of the ways that your professors talked about the project and what the outcomes were and what the tools were that you were going to use. We put all of this on our resumes in a specific way. Career track and progression. This is the preparation that you really want to be doing right now. Reading about your industry, reading about what you think you want to do, finding people to talk to that have gotten where you think you want to go or haven't changed their mind. How do you get started in your career track? And I talked about the intern papers. So back to ACT, Industry Career Expo. I don't know if any of you engaged with this. It was virtual for the first time. We'll probably have another one in February. I don't know if it'll be a day off day. We are hoping that's the end of virtual career fairs, although it was not a bad event. It was actually very helpful for many students. We've got a lot of offers coming out of it. So it's not that there aren't jobs right now, it's that there are fewer, and there's a little bit different way to engage with employers virtually than in person. And we have every semester a whole bunch of workshops that help you prepare. And they are announced through Handshake. I can't see the chat box right now because I'm recording and I'm using the other screen. So if you're asking questions, I will get to them at the end. Okay. So engage with our website. Everything you need is on the internet or our website. If you get stuck or you don't like that learning tool, work with us. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. We have a blog, and now we have a YouTube channel. We feel like we are in the 22nd century. Literally every presentation that we've done is on YouTube, as well as company presentations. When companies have come to talk and do presentations for students, they are on YouTube also, if they allowed us to record. So what do employers look for in a student? I'm going to go off script a little bit and talk to you about kind of the realm of professionalism. A lot of you are going to see in the resumes that I sent back to you that I wanted you to upgrade or professionalize or use resume-ease language in your resume. This is an opportunity for you to start building the language of your profession into your own vocabulary, so that when you're writing and talking to employers, you're using those technical nouns and those active verbs that they're used to hearing. Don't ever think that someone you're talking to doesn't understand what your body of knowledge, your academic discipline is. If they don't know, they will ask. But more than likely, any recruiter, human resource manager that you're going to be speaking to gets what you do, gets who you are, and wants to hear you speak the language of your profession as early as possible. A short story. I worked with a chemical engineer at a previous college that I worked for, and we were reviewing her resume and doing a mock interview for an interview she was having in a couple of days. And I noticed that it said something about converted, I'm going to forget, they learned how to convert corn into ethanol. And she couldn't remember the process that they used. She just had on her resume made ethanol or something like that. And I said, can you tell me more about this? And I said, what was the process you used? And she couldn't remember any of it. And I said, if you write it on your resume, there's a fine line between too specific and too detailed and not detailed enough. But if you get that language on your resume and you start getting it into your mind that that's the way you speak, when you speak to professional people, when they ask you about it at interviews, and they will, because they want to see how you think, they want to see your process, they want to see what you did to problem solve and how you problem solve. It's there on your resume, and you already have it, and you know it. That's why I am so specific about resume language and how you convey and articulate your skills and what you've done. With that in mind, details. They look for your work experience. It could be Starbucks, it could be your mom and pop's store, it could be a family business, it could be your own landscape business. Everything counts because you've had to engage in the world of work, and you exchange money for something you could do, services, right? So they also look for relevant. That's where your projects that you're going to be doing in your coursework come in handy, individual, group, or anything you've tinkered with on your own. I had a freshman engineer get a co-op after his freshman year because he had already built a motorized skateboard. This was several years ago before everyone was doing it. And he didn't think it was any big deal, but the employer really wanted those skills. So they picked him up. Internship co-op, again, part of the way to be competitive in getting an internship in co-op is knowing who you are, knowing what your skills are, knowing how you can apply them to that company and to that position. Those are some very detailed conversations we can have as I get to know you, but that's basically the trick. Every company is going to ask the question, even at the internship level, why do you want to work here? That's your company research. What you look at their mission and value statements, you look at their website, you look at the news tab about that company. So you have something to say to talk to that recruiter about. They will want to know, why are you picking us? In other words, they're saying, why should I pick you? Do you care enough about this company, or are you just trying to get experience to advance yourself? Which isn't wrong. It's not bad to do. Everyone does it. But in that conversation, that's part of professionalism, is in that conversation, you make it all about what you have to give to them with your skills. You will get plenty in return. First of all, they're paying you. Second of all, you get to network with professionals. Third, you're going to have actual work experience that you take away and put on your resume to build for the next. Undergraduate research counts, peer mentoring for you in IB 101, being an RA, working in SGA, any clubs, orgs, all of it counts. That's all experience, because they know that you're growing your skills, technical and soft skills, otherwise known as career competencies. Industry knowledge, basic to an in-depth understanding of the industry that you're studying to be in and the industry the company's in, and if they're different, talk more about the company's industry. Okay, you guys go into many, many industries, manufacturing. I think Dr. Oswald has always told me there is somebody at Black & Decker developing hand tools as an engineering physics. It's kind of fun. Of course, there's a lot of you at Johns Hopkins, they're at research and other universities and kind of all over the globe, really. It's a very good degree. Astronomy and astrophysics and space sciences, space physics. You know, I think you guys are doing a lot of different things, so it's hard for me to make one clear sentence, but obviously you're working at NASA, they're working at, for commercial space operations, they're working around the globe in space and research. Okay, skills. Skills include your technical skills, which are your ability to analyze data, your ability to analyze information, your ability to use computers, software, and maybe to code. Digital fluency is a career readiness competency that is probably going to be refined over time. It's just how easily do you learn PowerPoint or Wistia or anything new that you want to do? How many of those do you use? How many can you use easily? It's a different level of importance depending on what you want to do, but it's always great to be able to present a really wonderful power presentation to the board of directors or to your company or at the end of your internship if they ask you to present. Certifications. So certifications, I tend to put those with education, but a lot of students are going out and getting extra certifications in Microsoft Word or bunches and bunches of things, right? There's everything, MATLAB, SolidWorks, they all have extensive certification programs that you can become an expert in. Here's really the career readiness competencies, which used to be called soft skills. So there's 8 of them right now. NACE, the National Association of Colleges and Employers, is refining the list that they are recommending students have based on what employers have said. The top ones are obviously professionalism and work ethic, leadership, communication, but I would also say, excuse me, teamwork and collaboration. You cannot underestimate the importance of that. Communication includes verbal, written, nonverbal, and visual. So nonverbal obviously comes up in the interview space, in the Expo and at information tables. It also includes active listening, your ability to take in information and to convey back to the person that they were heard. Body language, facial expressions. Written, again, that's your resume. That's the chat box when you're in a virtual interview session. That is cover letters, applications. Pay attention when you are filling out a company application that it is as word perfect as your resume or as a final paper. Your papers and reports, sometimes those can help you get a job. Project summaries, same. If they like the way you write and the job's going to have a lot of writing, that can make the difference. Verbal skills, your elevator pitch, your elevator speech, which you guys might not quite know what that is yet, but we can talk about it another time. There is something called visual communication, which is your ability to take data and make it into, or information, anecdotal, and make pictures, charts, graphs, videos. We do have a digital lab with tutors in it. That's another opportunity for you guys to work at if you are good with those things. And those students help other students to create some of these artifacts that you need that help you stand out. Having a portfolio that you can send along with a resume or upon request of the work you've done is not quite, I think it's really a standout student that has that. Really, really stand out. It's not a requirement of companies yet, but if you have it and you give that to them, it's gonna wow them. Okay, Handshake. You guys already know this kind of, but let's talk about this page on Ernie too, okay? So there is up here in Ernie a little circular globy thing. It's the team sites. And you can favor things and save your tools down here. So this is an employee site. This is connections. You guys probably know what that is. IT support, we all need that a lot. Campus solutions, I think you guys have a campus solution portal where you can see your schedules and stuff. You can save Handshake here too, which still have to do the sign on to Ernie, but so this person has saved Handshake, saved changes, and now it's just a one click into Handshake. So this is should look a little bit like the jobs page, an event page. It's not your profile when you click into Handshake. I don't think you see this. I think you have to go to jobs. But you can see right here. So these are the messages. When we message back and forth, I see them in my Handshake in the same place that you see them, and there's a highlighted number. I don't know who it is until I click. Oh, these are things that Handshake is pulling for you based on your profile. Now this person's profile, this person works in my office. She manages the business students. This person's profile strength is really low. And we recommend all of you have 100% profile strength, which means that you completely fill it out, including your picture, which would be here in the little circle. Handshake recommends that you put in your career interests, you put in your location interests. Apparently their algorithm works heavy on location. And you put in, there's one other category, my memory's failing me, but your school is gonna suggest stuff to you. We're gonna pin stuff here from time to time, okay? Going global is if you wanna work overseas. Career spots. If you ever get stuck, if you've had an appointment on mock interviewing and you get stuck, it's a really good little refresher video. This person has not favored any collections or jobs, companies, or jobs expiring. But this is really great. You can favor your company. When that company posts something, you'll get notified. You'll get notified of jobs if you ask it to do it. And they will come up in this section on the jobs tab. Oops, look at that. Okay. Okay, so you can start your job search here. These students, you can discover students at Embry-Riddle. There's the jobs expiring soon that Handshake has pulled for you based on no favorites. So they'll do it anyway, but if you favor things, you can control that. So through Handshake, you set up appointments. You do what you did already to submit your resume. All of these things, company-oriented, positions, internships, and events are posted in Handshake, and they will come up for you on the events tab. Why do companies come? To give you information about them, to help you with career search, and for recruiting. There's a lot of career resources that you get to through Handshake. See, there's going global here and here. If we were able to scroll down, we would also find Career Shift, which is a way to find contacts so that you write your cover letter to whom it, instead of to whom it may concern, you could say, Dear Ms. Smith. Big interview is kind of fun if you're shy or not, either way. it'll pitch you questions, record it for you, and let you see how you answer them so you can self-correct. The intern papers I talked about, career spot videos I spoke about. Let me just go back for a second. This is the Career Center, is where you will make appointments, review, get to our resources, and there's 2 other tabs in there. Your experiences request if you decide you want credit for a co-op or an internship. That's a whole nother conversation. We don't have to have that today, but you know that it's possible. Okay. Resume. I know I feel like we've talked about this a lot because I've been reviewing a lot of your resumes. And on every single one almost I've said, save it, upload it again when you're really ready and you have more information. All our samples are here on this, at this URL. I've sent you a sample packet. Dr. Oswald probably sent you the same. And they're not hard to write when you stay on top of them. But I can tell you that the first 5-6 years of learning how to write them can be a little bit arduous. There's a lot of help in the world though for writing these. You can even go and pay someone to help you. You can bring it into us as often, as much as you want. We're reviewers though, we're not writers, okay? We might help with the language, but we're not gonna format it and structure it for you because we don't, if we did that for 1,300 students, that would be a lot. Okay, list Embry-Riddle above high school. And at the end of this year, unless you have a very specific high school experience related to what you're going for, you can take high school off. I can show you ways to embed some of your fantastic awards that you got in high school, where we're going to make it, we're going to show them, but we may not relate them to high school. The recruiter will know that it's high school, but they're going to say, whoa, this shows a pattern of achievement, and that's useful too. Check in with us always with any questions. We do have career peers. We have students that are juniors and seniors that will review your resume as well. So if you don't like what I've said, you can go get a second opinion at any time. I really do recommend that you show your resume to a lot of people. Remember, they're subjective. I'm aimed at getting it so it's easy for you to update, so it's easy for recruiters to find what they need to find in order to assess your resume as interview or not interview, okay? And also for you to be able to articulate in writing really your values, your skills, your knowledge, and your abilities. You guys want to take a picture of that? Here's your chance, but I think you're gonna get a copy of this resume, this PowerPoint too. That's our career peers through Zoom. This is a URL that we already did. And again, there is our resume samples. Well, that's over, but there will be more. And there are really good reasons for going to, I think you guys were assigned to go, or you got extra credit for going. The sooner you start talking to employers, the easier it's going to be when you need to interview for something important. They're human, they're people. Are there do's and don'ts? Yes, there are definitely do's and don'ts. We can teach you those things as we go along, but now as a freshman, if you make a mistake, it's no big deal. But when you're a senior and you've got your loans coming due, and maybe it's May and you don't have a job and you make a mistake, you're not going to be happy. We can help. I've seen it plenty of times. We've helped so many students turn things around. It's not the issue if you make a mistake. The issue is what do you do next? So make your mistakes as freshmen. Your best bet with an Embry-Riddle employer right now, never ever say, what do you guys do? Your best bet right now as freshmen is to say, you know, I'm interested in what you do, boom, aerospace. And I read up on you, and this is what I learned. And I want to know if in the future you hire interns, what are the 4 things, the 3 things I can do to stand out as a candidate, to be competitive? And then you ask a further question, what are the technical skills that you need? What is the, if I want to do this, these are the classes I'm taking. I would like to know if there are additional skills or knowledge that I could acquire between now and when I apply that'll help me become successful with your company. It's very structured, very organized questions, not a lot of fluff, not a lot of story. Their time is valuable. If you get 10 minutes with them like you do at the one-on-one in the Expo, that's a lot of time. In the Expo, when it's people in there, it's very hard to talk, it's hard to hear, it's hard to pay attention. But you get to eavesdrop, which is legal, on other students talking. You learn a lot from each other. And, but I don't think you're gonna get 10 minutes. I think you get more like 7 because there's just the crowds and the lines. So this is actually a really good opportunity if we do another virtual one in February for you guys to condition yourselves and train yourselves to have those career conversations with the people who are going to hire you eventually. Oh, I think I just talked about all this. So this was how you could prepare for the virtual event. Keep that Handshake updated, your profile updated. You can upload your resume until I think you've got it, and I'll select approve all in future. If I think you know what you're doing, you don't need me anymore. Until then, just keep uploading it and we'll refine it as often as you need. Maybe twice a semester even is fine. Research companies, I think that a lot of students could have just a career services one-on-one appointment to learn about company research, and I'm happy to do that with you. There's a lot, especially in your field. It's not exactly as straightforward as it is for a mechanical engineer, but I figured out a few things along the way that I'd be happy to share with you. Attend preparation events whenever you can. Experience. Oh, that's what you can ask them is what are your internship opportunities for the future? What do you know about them? They may say, we don't know anything now. And you can say, so traditionally, what have you done? Networking. Every time you talk to someone, try to get their name. If they'll give you a business card, take it. Ask. Keep it. Follow up with a quick email. It was nice to meet you. This begins your network. We used to have Rolodexes, little cards on a wheel. Now you have a contact list in your phones and in your email. And some of the most successful people I've ever met have checked in with their network very strategically, very consistently. And there was this one fellow I used to hear from literally once a quarter. He would just check in. He was a colleague of my husband's, and he would check in on all of us. He'd call and check in on the family. He'd call and check in on work. And then the two of them would go off and talk. And that person has been through many layoffs. He's a sales engineer. He's been through many layoffs, and he literally walks out of one job and into another because of his networking. I've never seen anything like it. But now that you know, you could be that person. We offer resume feedback, as we have talked about. Oh, you can ask if they're only looking for upperclassmen. And if you have skills of an upperclassman, make sure you tell them that. This is moot. It goes all the way to September. This is wrong. This coupon is still good until October 31st. It is online shopping though, but you can go to the store and look and see and get the numbers and then go online and go home and go online and buy. You know, they're doing 30 and 40% every year. And if you are strategic, you can buy it piece by piece so that you're not spending $500, $600 in one shot for one suit. But by the time you're a junior, you might have 3 or 4 shirts, a couple suit jackets, a couple suits, few ties, maybe some blouses to change out, because when it's recruiting season, you might get 3, 4 interviews, and you might get, each of those companies might want to interview you more than once, in person or online. It doesn't matter. You need to be professionally dressed, and you're going to want to have everything clean for those few weeks so that you always look your best. Eagle Elevate is an opportunity. It's a program that Embry-Riddle has that helps you intentionally and consciously work towards the career competencies we spoke about earlier so that you can articulate them in writing and verbally. They are, as I said, NACE is reviewing these. These are the first go around, but let's start over here. There's professionalism, critical thinking. You guys are some of the best critical thinkers on campus. This is one of your main competencies. It also crosses over to a technical skill, okay? Communication, leadership. There's lots of ways to convey leadership. Collaboration, career preparation. That's an interesting one, right? It's not the same as the others. This is the ability to answer the question, why do you want to be an astrophysicist? Why do you want to be a space physicist? Why did you choose engineering physics as your major? And what companies want to hear is passion for your industry, passion for your academic study, what you've learned, and passion for their company and how it all fits together. That's what the employers see in career prep. From the career perspective, we're seeing people who are happy with what they chose and it lasts them a lifetime, or maybe they make some changes, but their base understanding of who they are in the world and what they have to give to that profession is solid, and it's a part of their identity. Digital fluency, we talked about. Global fluency. Well, that's obviously the ability to work with people of all, from around the world, no matter what their language is, no matter what their schooling was or what their college was. It's learning to see everyone as an equal professional to you. Questions? Okay. Well, let's see what's after this. Oh, trick questions. We are in the 3rd floor of the student union. Handshake is done. Handshake. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing so I can get back to the chat box to see if you guys have any questions, and if you want to unmute and speak up, that's fine. Or you can put them in the chat box, and this can be about anything. You can ask me about job searching, which I didn't cover. I'll do my best. You can ask about your resumes. You can ask about, you can't ask about Zoom fatigue because I'm living it and I haven't figured it out yet. Are you guys all having Zoom fatigue too? Do you know about the little reactions button? There you go. We're all having Zoom fatigue. Maybe since there's only 11 of you, you guys could put your cameras on now so I could actually see you. That would be awesome. But remember, it's being recorded. You're being recorded. So hopefully you're not viewing this from your porch. Are you guys still there? Come on. Hi, Nicholas.
Hey, how's it going? Good. I'm doing well.
You are the brave one. You get the prize. Mason, Rhiannon, Connor, Rowan, Ben, Zach, Adam, Gabriel. Come on, you guys. Camera's on. Let's talk. We've got time. I'll turn my camera on.
Oh, we got another one.
Hello, Adam. Hi, Connor. Rowan Smith. My brother's name is Rowan Smith. My maiden name was Smith, and I've never met another Rowan Smith. Come on, now you have to turn your camera on. Hi, Rhiannon. Hi, Gabriel. Hi, Zach. Oh, it's so good to see that you guys are still here. So, what brought you to Embry-Riddle? Oh, wait, we have a real question. Hang on. I'm in ROTC. How much should I work on resumes and career skills? Zach, are you headed back to the military?
No, I'm a freshman. So I'm in ROTC.
Right.
I wasn't
Air Force, but are you headed back to the Air Force after you graduate?
That's the plan, yeah.
So what are you going to do after the Air Force?
I don't know.
That's okay.
That's a good point.
It doesn't harm you to learn about the civilian world and the world of work and you know how you have a military resume that's different from a civilian. It doesn't hurt. Time-wise, that you have to sort of time-wise, you need to just determine for yourself what it is you really need. So I know that a lot of us don't have goals beyond 10 years. That's kind of funky to go beyond 10 years. It's hard enough to get to 10 years. But what I'd like you to think about, and all this is true for all of you, is think about skills. What are skills really? Because you're going to find that more and more, that's what the employers are interested in. What are your skills? What do you bring to the table? What can you do aside from the knowledge base that you bring, right? So there's a lot of things that companies need, and the opportunity to help a company with them. Sorry, I'm messing with Zoom and I shouldn't be. The opportunity to help a company with them is valuable. And you're going to have some from the military that you pull into civilian, and some from being a civilian that you pull into the military. Okay, was that helpful at all?
Yes, ma'am.
It didn't really answer it, because I don't really think there is an answer. It's a matter of paying attention, I think, you know. And the military is going to lead you to a lot of great opportunities. Okay. Ben, Mason, Rowan, you going to join us? I forgot what I was saying when I went to answer the question, but do you guys have any other questions? No? Oh, what brought you to Embry-Riddle? That's what I want to know. So you guys know how to use the reactions here? Okay, so how many of you are from Florida? How many of you are from Volusia? You have to use a different one, Gabe, if you're from Volusia. Gabriel. How many of you are from outside the United States? Good, that's better, that's easier. International students are having a hard time. It's hard to find them jobs, it's hard to help them. Because think about everything, there's so much you guys know about the world of work that you don't even know you know. But if you come from another country, or you try to go to another country, there's a whole bunch of things you have to learn. How many of you know exactly the job you want to get? Nicholas, you do?
Like, sort of. I know I want to do something with like research in physics.
Physics research, okay. And why did you guys choose, and this is really something you're going to either have to type in or you're going to have to open up your mic. I really want to know why you guys chose the degree you chose. And it'd be nice if each one of you could say something. I am an engineering physicist, and I chose this degree because.
All right, I guess I'll start.
Thank you.
I'm an engineering physicist, and I chose it because I really like the theoretical aspect of engineering, which is kind of what it is. At least that's what I thought it was. I'm learning it's a little bit more practical. It's like practical physics, which is similar but not the same thing. And I still like that. I still like what it is, basically.
Yeah. Practical application of physics and engineering, really. Yeah, it's helpful. I chose this major. Oh, good. Thanks, you guys. Okay. I chose this major because it's a perfect cross between my interests. So what are those interests? Nice, Adam. I was always fascinated by space, and there's only 2 programs like it in the country, here or Baylor. I came here to run track. Go, Adam. What's your event? Gabriel's interests, engineering, the more theoretical side. I'm in space physics and astronomy and astrophysics because I'm interested in space and I love to learn new things. Thanks, Rhiannon. High jump, possibly long jump, and 200 meters. So how fast do you go 200 meters? Okay, I gained a passion for physics during high school, and I'm also interested in space. That's awesome. So all of you guys are going to put those things together in a brand new way, new to you, because you're going somewhere along the way, you're going to have an aha. This is what I want to do. You're lucky to be at this school. You chose well, and you're lucky that you're already smart, because you have to be smart to do what you're doing. And you're just going to accumulate more and more of that, so that when you go out into the world, you're going to have a lot of skills to give in a lot of places. Aerospace, but then I found I wanted to do more physics, but not leave ERAU. Okay, so if there are no other questions I can ask or I can answer, we can go. I know that this is not the ideal way to talk to you guys for a career conversation, but is there anything else you want to know about career services or what we do as an office? How to get involved with us? Maybe you want to be an ambassador for our program or work in our office if you are really, we've had some really great engineering physics students. I don't know that we've ever had an astronomy and astrophysics or a space physics student work for us. But if you want more information, I can definitely connect you to people who could tell you, students who could tell you what it's like and how much they like it. Well, let me see if Dr. Oswald is okay if we go. He might be busy. He's with the other class. All right, you guys. Thank you for your participation. Please email me if and reach out to me if I can assist you with anything. You can message me through Handshake or you can email. Okay? Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think, wait, okay, hold on. Now,
Who is it? Uh-oh, whoever said hold on. I'm here. Well, I'm sure they'll find me. I'm going to stop the recording.